So the Child Welfare Immigration Centre of Excellence is the first of its kind, not only in Ontario but in Canada. And it's going to be important for children and youth because they're particularly vulnerable. So children and youth who have unresolved status issues often face challenges that some other children and youth in Ontario wouldn't. We've seen children and youth escape severe poverty from other countries, war, genocide, political persecution. We've even been supporting children and youth who've been victims of human trafficking or smuggling.
It's been a long and a hard journey. And it started way back in 2000, when I realized that these children that we were picking up from the airport with immigration issues, status issues, etc., that really we were not doing justice to the way that we were helping and supporting them. These are the most vulnerable children and youth in our society. And what I realized that these children and youth were falling between both the child protection system and the immigration process. And so what we decided to do in 2000 was that let's create a group of professionals, an immigration team that actually can build up knowledge, expertise, can help and support these children and youth that come our way and we pick up from the airport.
I think that this centre is a great opportunity for the child welfare system to respond much more effectively to children and families that are coming into Canada that are experiencing issues around their immigration here. The concept of having a centre of excellence, really capitalizing on Peel's expertise in this area that they've had for some time, really, as the agency that's at the airport, so closest to where many of these families enter Canada. And being able to capitalize on their expertise to assist other organizations and agencies across the province to be able to assist families there as well.
I'm particularly excited about the fact that Peel, the region of Peel, is the center of excellence. We are an extremely diverse community and we have taken steps to own this space. We've taken steps to step outside of our mandate and to address a gap that wasn't being addressed elsewhere. So the fact that we are now actually being acknowledged as the center of excellence is a position of pride that we have as a board and as an organization.
Trying to assist children and their families that have immigration status issues. It's important to deal with these issues in a timely way, to have people who understand the issues and who understand the best way to assist children in regularizing their status in Canada. This can assist them in terms of reducing stress of not having status in Canada and can also assist going forward in terms of children's educational opportunities, their ability to access health care, and ultimately the ability to be contributing members of society in Canada. So it's important that they get this kind of professional assistance at an early stage.
But those that don't have status, then they can't access health services. The children, they can't continue education. Right now I'm working with a youth who came into care in 2014, and she didn't have any immigration status. People don't understand that dealing with immigration issues can be a very lengthy process. She's now 18. She has been accepted into 3 universities, and we're hoping that she will get her status by the end of June. But it has taken us a very long time to navigate that process.
And I think that when we talk about these particular children and youth, many of them are racialized children and youth. So on top of that, we're adding challenges they face in regards to racism, challenges they're experiencing in relation to past abuse and neglect trauma issues. And we don't want children and youth that we're servicing, especially children and youth in our care, leaving our care without status.
And so the idea of coming to Canada, many come to Canada with the idea of, I've finally come to the place that I'm now going to be permanent, and not know that there are so many different laws and regulations and a whole lot of bureaucracy around immigration, and that it's complex. and that oftentimes when people and when our children and youth feel or thought that they had a permanent status, only to find out at 18 that they don't, it can be very devastating.
So I think the thing about being a child in care is that one of the things I think that you're often looking for is support, resources, information, direction. I think having the center provides our youth with a clear place to go, somewhere to go.
This center is long past due. It's something that young people, particularly young people in child welfare care, people who've come as unaccompanied minors, and we're not just talking about them, but certainly those young people who come on their own, under 18, and have very little support in our province. Those young people have identified this for years, and so it's long past due, and it's welcome news that the system is trying to do something to address those needs.
The Child Welfare Immigration Center of Excellence is going to be such a great resource for the sector, the child welfare sector, because it's going to serve as a central or focal point where all agencies, child welfare agencies in Ontario, will access services for children, youth, and families struggling with immigration status issues or facing immigration status issues.
They will be helping the young people to become Canadian citizens, which is far more important than just be a permanent resident. For as a Canadian citizen, the youth and the young people will be able permanently living in Canada, fulfilling the duty as a citizen.
I absolutely see this as a best practice, a next practice that other children's aid societies can draw on as an example. We are prepared to mentor, coach, and support all across the province because we believe that much in this.
Having this Center of Excellence means that I can count on the fact that not just Peel CAS, but that other agencies throughout the province will have the necessary knowledge or will know where to turn to get that knowledge and information that will assist our child clients.
It's taken almost 16 years to get where we are. Now we have a Centre of Excellence where children's aid societies, federal immigration, the municipality immigration staff can now have a centre where they can call for help, advice, so that they can actually help and support children and youth with immigration issues in their community.